everyone. My name is Ayodeji Muiden Badmus, your facilitator on EDT 832, that is Preparation, Utilization and Integration of Educational Media in the Curriculum. Now, teaching is the process of attending to student needs, experiences and feelings by imparting to them a particular skill. And as well, learning is the process of acquiring new understanding, knowledge, behavior, skill, values, and attitude. The ability to learn is possessed by women and materials. The materials in education are referred to as educational media. And on on topic one of EDT 832, we are going to discuss definition and type of educational media. Let's go to the class and learn more. You're welcome.
Now, you are welcome to the class. Our lesson 1 is definition and type of instructional media. And my name is Ayodeji Muiden Badmus. So let's continue. What are we going to learn for this lesson? That is learning outcome. At the end of the lesson, I believe you should be able to define educational media. Then you should be able to mention the characteristics of media. Then you should be able to state the classification of media, the various types that we have. Then we should be able to distinguish between the hardware, software of aspect of educational media. Now, let's go. Now, what is media? We familiar with the word media. You know the word, it might not be one you are thinking of. It's not like media, media in the radio station, in the television station that we're familiar with. But this media is media in education. Media in education means materials. When we say materials, they are instructional materials. Media means plural, that is materials, here the medium is materials. Now, when we talk about media in education, we refer to as instructional materials. What is media? They are connection of materials and equipment that can be used effectively for communication. So, no matter how, as a teacher, we don't go to the class alone. We need to prepare ourselves. We need to prepare ourselves with something that can make our lesson more interesting to the student, more effective, and students will be able to grasp whatever the information we are passing to them. So there's no way at times teachers speak above the student and they also speak below the student. Using my instruction materials in the class can control this problem. Now, another definition is there are channels through which messages, information, ideas, and knowledge are disseminated. Not only their equipment, we can make use of equipment, but there are also channels through which message or instructional process is taking place. That is, we share. Teacher is passing knowledge to the student. Now, if that channel could be through email, it could be through using telephone, could be through any means that teacher can use to disseminate knowledge. That is media. By nature, we talk about the by some are big and some are small. Then we talk about some are static and some are dynamic. We give example, and some are they spread information widely, and some are locally produced, and some are commercially produced. Now let's go to the classification of media. There are 3 systems of classification. The first system is print. First system has 2 types, so it can be classified into 2. The first one is print media and electronics media, or electronics technology media. The print media, they are textbook, reference, books, journal, newspaper, poster, while electronics media, they are television, computer, projectors. So these are first system. That is, we can classify our instructional material. Instructional material can be classified under these 2. Any instructional material that you have, you can classify them whether they belong to the print media, whether they belong to electronics media. The second system is this one, that we can classify instructional materials into 5, whether realia, whether print, whether hardware and software, whether models. So this one has 5. whether some material is a realia, we can say in that way, whether this one is printed materials, or this one is an hardware, this one is a software materials, and this one is a modem. And the third one is we classify them into three. So we can classify instructional materials into three under the third system, like audio media, visual media, audio visual. All this one, like second system, we in the next slide now, we give example and we define it to ourselves. Now let us go to the second step and make some clarification. Now the first one is realia. Realia means real objects. So when a teacher go to the class and teach with real objects, students get the information better, because real object is the best instructional materials that we can teach with our students. Let me give you an example. Now, if a teacher economics teacher is teaching money as a topic, and the teacher use instructional materials to facilitate his teaching, and he makes use of charts, tell me, he's going to draw charts and he's going to draw money on the cardboard as a chart. Which color is going to give it to it? So it's better that we go to the class with real money. So once the teacher takes the money out and show to the student, they will definitely tell the teacher what is it. So this is 1,000, this is 10,000. So he saved the teacher sometimes from teaching. So that is why at times we go to the class and teach with real objects. The example I gave the other time, if you could remember, that a teacher in Greek science, that's to teach tuber. Now, if you are to teach tuber, and we have so many type of tuber, cassava, yam, cocoyam, potato, and so many. If you draw them, they look alike. They have rough surfaces. But if you are going to take cassava, and you have cassava with you, take it out, the student will tell you this is cassava. So realia is the best instructional materials that you can teach with students. Now the next one that we talk about under the second system is printed media. Printed media can be divided into three, and these are reference book. We have supplementary reading, journals, magazine, pamphlets. They are pamphlets. All this one, we still have ambits and so many. These are printed media. Then another one that we talk is hardware. These are machine, equipment, tools, or gadgets upon which the software will be transmitted. Hardware, they are machine. And if we're familiar with so many things that go on now, when we have larger class, we take projector to the class for students to see what we are doing, so that every one of the students in the class can see. So when we make use of this kind of machine, they are hardware. So the hardware, their machine and equipment, while the software are information carrier where the messages are stored. So the software, they go with hardware. Hardware cannot work alone without software. Software also cannot work alone without software. And we have example of software like memory card. We store information on memory card. Then we have compact disc too. We have so many. The next slide I will show you different kind of software and hardware and how they work together. Now the last one is models. The models are replica of the original objects, and they have the feature of the real object and can be used to teach when real objects are not available. Not only that, not available, if we say that the real object is too heavy, is expensive, too bulky to bring to the class, as a teacher that is to teach transportation, there's no way you can bring a motor car to the class for students to see. If teaching transportation, there's no way you can bring an aeroplane to the class for students to see. You look for the models of these aeroplane and the motor car. So they are available in our market. You can get those toys as a model, bring them to the class. The model, they are three-dimensional objects that have length, breadth, and width. So we can bring them, and most of the time after, I told you that the realia is the best instructional materials a teacher can use to teach in the class. The next one is the model. When the real objects are not available, or they are dangerous, or they are harmful, we can make use of models. And there are times that we have some concept on topic that model is the best to teach. Like now, an automobile engineer cannot maybe split the engine while walking to the class, but he can bring a model of an engine for students to see. We can open it, see the parts, see how it works, and close it. That is the good one of advantage of a model. Now, like hardware and software. Hardware and software are indispensable to go together. They work together. Like for example now, this is the first one, audio cassette recorder. You cannot make use of audio cassette recorder alone without audio cassette. Video cassette recorder. You cannot make use of video cassette recorder without video cassette. Then also you cannot make use of video cassette without video cassette recorder. So the information on the software, to see it or have access to it, you are going to use hardware. So other example are 8mm film projector. The software is 8mm film. The 16mm film projector, the software is 16mm. The slide projector, and the software is slide. The film strip projector, and the software is film strip. Overhead projector, and the software is transparency. While photograph materials, and the software is 35mm film. There are so many, like computer system too. Computer is an hardware and it has so many software, like a memory card. We can make use memory card with a computer, compact disc, DVD disc. We can hard disk. All these things, they store information. We store information on them, and and even we cannot use them alone without computer or hardware. Now let's go to the next one. Now example of the third system now, because we talk about audio media. The audio media, they are form of media carry sound alone. They are teaching and learning devices that mostly appeal to the sense of hearing. They include tape recorder. We can see from the example, even tape recorder, and we have the disc. We can see it here, and then we have telephone. We can see it there, public address system, talking drum, and human voice. These are audio media. Then also we have visual media. The visual media, they are teaching materials that mostly appeal to sense of seeing alone, like picture. All these pictures, the pictures, they are visual, and there are many. We have pictures, we have handbill, we have posters, we have pamphlets, the boards, the boards, the whiteboard, all the boards, they belong to visual media. And then this visual media can be categorized into two. We have projected one, we have not projected one. The projected one, they are visual that require electricity for projection, like overhead projector now makes use of what? Makes use of transparency. And using the film strip projector also makes use of film strip, then the slide also. So these are projected visual media. Then we have non-projected media. The non-projected media can be classified into two. We have two types, which are two-dimensional objects and three-dimensional objects. The two-dimensional objects, they are posters, they are charts, prints, they are textbooks, they are journals and bulletins. What mean by two-dimensional objects? They are those that have the length and the breadth. The length and the breadth. If you remember, anytime that we go to we go for this to print our pictures, they will ask us, which side do you want it? We can say 5 by 7. So it means 5 length or 7 height. So that is it. That is the size. They are two-dimensional. You only measure in two way, the length or the breadth. So the three-dimensional objects, these are this one, they have length, the breadth, and the width. That is 3 ways at which we can measure it. So those one like real object. The real object, we can measure the height, we can measure the breadth, and we can measure the width. Then also we have the model, we have the mock-up, we have the puppet, then we have the globe. There are so many. So we in the next topic we get more examples. Now, then the last one, which is audiovisual media. The audiovisual media combine both the sound and the visual one. So both the sound, they appeal to the sense of hearing and the sense of seeing. So this media, another name for audiovisual media is transmitted media. Transmitted media, they refer to those in some materials which provide the learner with the opportunity of seeing and hearing at the same time, like television. When we play on television, we can hear it, we can see it, we can watch the documentary. Then we also have closed circuit television and computer. On computer, we can see and we can hear. We can watch document and we can share information or motion. Then we have example like television. We have example like computer, which so below here. Now, what have we learned today? We've learned on the definition of media. We define media to ourselves. We mention the characteristics of media. We state the classification of media. Then we distinguish between hardware and software. So in the next class, we continue with the lesson 2. It is bye bye from me. My name is Ayodeji Muibin. See you in the next lesson. Bye bye.